In this video, we're going to go over how we can use the escalating consequences, specifically the third one, to move the dogs outside of the kitchen. Now, one of the dogs, Chloe, the big golden, likes to camp out, and she's fortunately doing that right now in the kitchen. So I asked the family's mom to microwave a little piece of I usually like roast beef. I asked her to microwave a piece of ham because it's the tastiest thing we have. Smell is very attractive to dogs, so that's going to make them want to go in there. One of the rules that I would suggest that these dogs need to start following is they are not allowed in the kitchen when we are preparing food. The rest of the time they can go in there. So, Mom, you've already microwaved that?
Yep.
Perfect. So you just put it on the work island. You can kind of hang out there. We're going to follow me, and we're going to go. I'm going to show you how we can actually keep the dogs out of the kitchen. So I'm going to have you probably stay about right here, and make sure you can kind of, and you might need to increase the distance so you can see both of them.
Okay.
All right. So she's already staying out, so we're okay. Chloe is on the floor. Now, some dogs will do something called turtling up, which is they're just going to lay on the floor and they're like, good luck moving me. I weigh a lot of. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to just get behind her and motivate her this way. All right. Well, there we go. So I call this reverse herding. I'm going to stay behind the dog and keep it from going around me. Now, what I would suggest is we get painter's tape and put a piece of painter's tape maybe from here to here. So this line the dog's not going to go across. She's going to go around. So I'm going to beat her to the punch. So there's carpet right here, which can kind of be the little line, little marker. Now when she SITs, I'm not telling her to do it. When she does, I take a big step backwards because that signifies she's challenging me less. So when she SITs, I take a step back. Now I'm doing this, I'm keeping my authority, my hips pointed directly at her. Now I know we have other dogs in the kitchen as well. So now what I'm going to do, thank you. We'll do that actually after the video. I appreciate the initiative. Can you step on that side of your mom real quick? Perfect. So I stop in between each step to kind of punctuate my movements. I was going to move her this way, but now she's over here, so now I'm going to come and I'm in front of her. Oops. And you have to be quick. Don't let the dog bypass you. There we go. So she's like, I'm out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with this. WIlly is at the camera's person's feet. He doesn't want to come in. Now she's more determined because she's used to doing this. And if I camp out here, when the human drops something, then I get loot. LAY. So I can step backwards. So now let's go ahead and kind of make some sounds. The crinkle, the lunch meat bag. Those are triggers. Those are sounds that cause the dog to want to come in here. So. Now, when we are really cooking a meal, our attention is not on the dogs, and that's what makes the dogs really frustrating. So I'm going to take it up a notch. Can I have the plate? Well, actually, let me move her here first. I want you to go over there because I'm going to demonstrate something. So normally we wouldn't be doing this, obviously. Now this is beyond the line, so I'm going to move it right over here. And this is kind of like the leadership exercise, which is the treat on the floor exercise I just showed the family a little bit ago. Now obviously normally we're not putting our food on the floor, but this makes it much more accessible for the dog. And this is a greater challenge for the dog to overcome. Now when we're cooking a real meal, we're thinking about cooking the meal and not burning the pot roast or whatever it is. What I would suggest you do is recreate this sort of situation. So she walked forward, but she didn't cross the line, so I didn't react. I only react. She takes any more steps, I'm going to hiss and approach her. So she's testing how close can I get before he corrects me. She's about to take a step. Now there's nothing but air between her and the food. Now at first, for me to move too far away and go sit over there would be way too advanced. She would come and gobble it up. So at first I practice this a little bit. I'm going to move myself a little bit further away. And eventually I want to be kind of sitting back here. So there's nothing but air between her and the plate. And so she's the one developing the self-control. Now she's thinking about it. She's going to LAY. Perfect. So that's a surrender. Now she's across the line, theoretically. We haven't put the painter's tape down yet. But she's respecting the spirit of the law, so I'm not reacting. Some dogs will do that and then start belly crawling. Then I would be 0 tolerance, not even a pinky toenail over the line. But normally I'm guessing if you put a plate of warm ham on the floor like that, she's not laying down several feet away waiting, correct? So basically, you want to recreate this. Instead of doing this when it's actual meal, roast beef has a stronger smell and it'll be more attractive. I want to make it as hard as possible. You look like you're somebody that cooks a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of delicious stuff in the kitchen that's going to be very appealing for the dog. So you need to come up with something that has a really strong smell that kind of stimulates that. So this way you can practice teaching the dog the behavior that you want while you're not preoccupied doing other things. If you try to do it when you're cooking, your attention is split and you get frustrated with the dog because it's not helping you. This, you have nothing else to do. So it'll take a little bit of practice, but with enough practice, the dog will learn it. No matter, even if there's meat on the floor inches from my face, I can't go get it. And that's the sort of self-control that these dogs need to learn not to potty. Now, before we end this little video, I'm going to have you kind of pan the camera like this so you can kind of see where, so that people at home can see where the dogs are. So we got 3 dogs laying on the floor while there's meat on the floor, and none of them are trying to do it at all. This is how you can teach your dogs to stay out of the kitchen when you're preparing food.